This great field is assembling over near the starting point for the running of this Inter-Dominion Grand Final with the first prize of $260,000 and, of course, the glamour of being rated the Inter-Dominion champion. A big crowd here at Globe Derby. There's number one, All A Dream, with Trevor Warwick and the sulky. This is an up-and-coming 4-year-old from Western Australia. When it comes to assessing horses' chances in big races, there's no one better than Trevor Warwick.
My interpretation of them is the fact that Whitby Timer is the hardest to beat. I then think that you've got to go for Gaelic Skipper. Unfortunately for him, he's drawn 6, and I think he'll end up down the back. And All A Dream is the next horse that's come through in good fine form right throughout, and Weona Chief. So the 4 horses I feel that have shown the best form throughout the series are those 4 horses. The others, I'm not saying can't win, but you've got to go for horses that have done well during the series.
Well, All A Dream there, the West Australian 4-year-old, won 4 of his last 5 starts in Perth before coming here to Adelaide. Number 2 is Weona Chief, and Brian Hancock has made the decision to drive this pacer ahead of Thorate. And I asked Brian Hancock if Weona Chief was mature enough to win a grand final.
Well, if he does, it's going to be sensational, but I feel that with a season, I'll be a lot better horse with it, but he's come through the grades, and I feel that it's a big thing to sort of what he's done. If he wins the Inter-Dominion, it's a fairy tale story, I think. It's just what Inter-Dominions are made of, I think.
Right, well, number 3 in the field is the West Australian mare, Whitby Heritage, winner of the Brennan Cup and also the Stratton Cup at Gloucester Park last year. And it finished second in the Northern Cup before coming here to Adelaide. And it's being driven by Peter Schrader, standing in for Rod Chambers, who qualified 2 horses for the final. Number 5 is Jane Allen. And that is the Tasmanian mare, which is being driven by Darren Binskin. Vin Knight is selected to drive the stablemate Rockley Victory. Jane Allen, winner of the Oaks in Victoria, Western Australia and New South Wales, is a 3-year-old. Won the consolation of the Victoria Cup before coming here to Adelaide. Number 6 is Whitby Timer from Western Australia. Rod Chambers is the driver. He's a fairly reticent young chap, and we asked him to sum up the tactics that he'd use on Whitby Timer.
Won't go out with any preset plans. We'll just take it when the barrier releases.
Would you be happy to race outside the leader with the horse?
I think you've got to be in the first 4 at the bell, and the death position would suit me.
Number 7 in the field is Gaelic Skipper, one of the 2 New Zealanders in the race. David Butcher taking his first drive in the series. Earlier on, the horse had been driven by Maurice McHenry. Gaelic Skipper has drawn the extreme outside position on the front row and faces a very tough test. Number 9 is Rockley Victory, and Vin Knight has elected to drive Rockley Victory. It's 8-1 in the field here from the inside of the back row, and Vin Knight has made the incorrect decision in the last 2 years in the grand final, where he's elected to drive one of the 2 stablemates that he's qualified for the grand final, and both times he's made the wrong decision. But he didn't appear to be overly worried about the horse's back row draw. Now they're moving up in the grand final, and the distance is 2,645 metres. They're all pacing up smoothly towards the gate here. It'll be a great tussle for the front here. Jane Allen is expected to lead. They're all pacing perfectly. They're about to go. There's the blue light. Jane Allen has fired out very quickly and going with it. Whitby Heritage. Whitby Timer got away well on the outside. All A Dream is pushing through on the inside. Caught out wide. Thorate going forward around Weona Chief. Rockley Victory on the inside. Then further back, Kylie's Hero, followed by Westburn Grant, and Gaelic Skipper immediately goes back to last. Into the back straight the first time, and it's Jane Allen in front by a length and 3/4. Over on the outside is Whitby Timer, racing ahead in advance of All A Dream, which is going to get the run of the race, and 1 out and 1 back is the West Australian mare, Whitby Heritage. Then ahead back on the inside is Rockley Victory. 2 lengths further back behind him, Weona Chief. A length and a half to Kylie's Hero, 2 lengths to Westburn Grant, followed on the outside by Thorate, who's looking for a position, can't get it, he'll have to go back to last, and Gaelic Skipper is second last. The race off the back straight the first time, and the pace is not very fast at all, and young Darren Binskin's dictating the terms. Leads by 3/4 of a length on Whitby Timer. Rod Chambers will be happy with the pace there on the outside. A length back on the inside is All A Dream, 1 out and 1 back, still Whitby Heritage. Rockley Victory is jammed up on the rail. Then a length and a quarter further back behind it, Weona Chief, followed by 1 going through on the inside now, Thorate. Then further back, Kylie's Hero, followed by Westburn Grant, the length and a half. Gaelic Skipper past the judge. 2 laps left to run in the Inter-Dominion Grand Final, and it's Jane Ellen untroubled in front. The pace is moderate. It leads by 3/4 of a length on Whitby Timer. 3/4 back on the inside to Wall of Dream. Whitby Heritage fourth on the outside. Back on the fence, Rockley Victory will need luck from there. Then a length on the outside. Weona Chief's getting a good run. 3/4 of a length to Thorate on the fence, and 3/4 of a length on the outside, Kylie's Hero. Then 2 lengths further back, Westburn Grant, the length and a half further back behind him, Gaelic Skipper. They go down the back straight now with about 1,300 metres left to run. And still no moves from the back of the field. Jane Ellen carts them along, leads by half a length on Whitby Timer. Now going up to put pressure on the mare. A length and a quarter further back behind them, All a Dream. Followed on the outside by Whitby Heritage. Rockley Victory still on the rail, fronting 5th. 6th on the outside, Weona Chief. Followed on the outside next by Kylie's Hero, covering Thorate. A length and a half, Westburn Grant, and the same margin further back, Gaelic Skipper. They come down to get the bell. The first quarter of the last mile in 29.9 seconds. And they quicken up the tempo as they go past the judges' box into the final lap. Whitby Timer's raced up on the outside to join Jane Ellen. Whitby Heritage has had a great run. All a Dream is back behind the leader. 3 wide goes Weona Chief around the outside of Rockley Victory. Thorate is caught on the fence, then Kylie's Hero going 3 wide. A length and a half, Gaelic Skipper, and Westburn Grant is last. Down the back inside the 600 metres. The second quarter in 30.4, and it's Jane Ellen boxing on. She's shaken off Whitby Timer to lead that horse by a length. Coming right up round the outside, Whitby Heritage 3 wide, and off the track, Weona Chief 4 wide, putting in the giant strides. All the Dreamers back behind him in the centre and can't get a clear run, and Kylie's Hero's wide, but Jane Ellen is sprinting strongly. 250 metres to go. Jane Ellen the leader. Here's the run for Thorate, and Thorate got off the rail, dashes up in a stride and takes the lead. Howard James, the substitute driver, takes the lead on Thorate. Jane Ellen under the whip, and coming home down the outside, Weona Chief, and through the middle, Gaelic Skipper, but Thorate is going to win convincingly. Thorate wins by 2 lengths, Gaelic Skipper. A net back on the outside, Weona Chief, a length and a half, Westburn Grant. Then Jane Ellen, followed by All a Dream. Then Rockley Victory, wide out Kylie's Hero. And about 50 metres further back behind them, Whitby Timer and Whitby Heritage, a length back in last position. So there we go. There's Brian Hancock congratulating his stable foreman, Howard James. And once again, a leading driver making a pick out of 2 stablemates in Little Dominion Grand Final has made the wrong choice. Coming into the straight, Jane Ellen under the whip. Thorate was on the rail after being caught 3 wide in the first lap. He went back to last, snuck up to centre field, got off the rail at the 250 metre mark, and he put in a devastating sprint. He went past Jane Ellen as if she was standing still. The horse coming through the middle is Gaelic Skipper, under the whip from David Butcher, and on the outside, Weona Chief. It's no racing her under the judge. That's one of the most convincing victories I've seen in an Inter-Dominion Grand Final. The winner, number 11, Thorate, driven by Howard James. Look at that, a magnificent horse, Thorate, and he's capped a magnificent career. And what a thrill for young Howard James, the 32-year-old stable foreman for Brian Hancock. Gaelic Skipper coming home solidly as usual, came from a long way back, and he's beaten Weona Chief on the outside by about a long head for the second prize money. So Howard James is dismounted, but he's back in the cart now, and a terrific performance by Thorate. They've run the 2,645 metres in 3 minutes 17.2, which is not over quick. The early pace was not fast. There's Brian Hancock on number 2, Weona Chief, which has plugged on into the 3rd placing, but Hancock failing to become the 7th driver to win the Inter-Dominion on 2 occasions, and missing out on that club, which includes Morris Holmes, Peter Wolfenden, Doody Townley, Tony Turnbull, who won it twice with Hondo Grattan, Chris Lewis, and Bruce Clark, who won it twice with Gamalite. So what's happened to Finn Knight the previous 2 years has happened to Brian Hancock here at Globe Derby Park in Adelaide tonight. Howard James, the driver of the winner Thorate, has had a remarkable strike rate when he substituted for Hancock on this horse. Before tonight, he'd driven him 6 times for 4 wins and 2 seconds. He won the Canberra Flying Mile on this horse, and now he's won the Inter-Dominion. The $260,000 first prize, which takes Thorate stake earnings to $899,962. When they add the $3,000 Gold Cup trophy, it'll be $902,962. And what an excited young fellow he is. getting a terrific ovation from this very big crowd at Globe Derby Park. He told me during the week that he was confident that Thorate would run a big race. He knew that he had a big responsibility, and my word, hasn't he lived up to expectations, Howard James? He was caught 3 wide, he went forward early at the blue light, couldn't get a position, down the back the first time, he pulled the horse back to the rear, went behind Gaelic Skipper, then he went up along the rail. He passed about 4 horses up along the rail, saved valuable ground there, and when the opening came, when Jane Ellen sprinted, coming to the 250 metre mark, he was off like greased lightning from the rail, and Thorate, who's noted for a brilliant finishing burst, certainly put in his very, very best foot forward here at Globe Derby Park tonight. And we're standing by to get the complete official placings, but number 11 Thorate has won the race. Number 7 Gaelic Skipper from New Zealand second, and the third placing going to number 2 Weona Chief. Thorate driven by Howard James, the second horse Gaelic Skipper driven by David Butcher, and the third horse Weona Chief driven by Brian Hancock. The all clear has been semaphored. We're just waiting to see whether we can get Howard James and have a word with him down there on the track. He's repeated what Scott Stewart did for Vin Knight, and Mark Aston is down on the track. Let's cross the trackside.
Howard, congratulations. How do you feel after that?
Oh, just great. Yeah, sort of, I had a good run. Just where everything worked out, couldn't have worked out better.
Your first drive in and into Dominion and a win. You can't do any better than that, can you?
No, that's true. I think I quit well in the head.
What about your last early? Was that a problem?
The which?
You were last early. Was that a problem?
I was a bit concerned when they so I got caught 3 wide, but then they all sort of slowed up, and I thought the only way to go is up the fence. You couldn't win from out wide.
First New South Wales train winner for 10 years. That's a bonus, I guess.
That's right, yeah. I'm sort of I'm glad Brian at least run third, so that's the main thing.
Did you and Brian Hancock have a big chat during the week as to tactics?
Oh, we talked it over a little bit, but Brian said you've got to drive your own race because you don't know what's going to happen. So as it worked out, everything worked out for the best.
Howard, congratulations. Well done.
Much. I'd just like to say hello to Mum and Elle at home. Thank you.
Thank you, Howard, very much. And it's now back to David Bashir.